Welcome back. Okay, short break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Very short break here as the videos are done and we're just diving right into our finals of the Korean StarCraft League week number 35. It all ends here in this best of 5. And if you're in the chat, if you're in the Twitch chat, predictions will be open. So you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to place your bets on who you think is going to be this week's champion. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is herO. Light needs to massage his marine. Ah, true. Aye. Look, it's not a look. You have to take care of your marine, Poppy. Take care of him. Aye. Not like this. As we're getting into this, and game 1 is on Golden Aura. Interesting map here to kick things off. A bit of a shorter rush distance. Does have a secure 3 base setup, but we'll see if we can get that far here as the SCV gets across the map. Oh, a bit of a cheeky SCV Cure. He was hoping for an eBay block, but the probes are in position. Second probe is thrown down as well, and this eBay should not finish. So far, good reactions out of herO. He does shut this down, does force the SCV out of here. Again, eBay blocks have been very common, have been very popular in TVP, and herO was trying to be cheeky here, but herO, he's wise to it. He will shut this down. Up. Oh. Does force the cancel. Again, we have seen many Terran versus Protoss matchups where if the Terran player is able to force the unnatural natural, they can just go for a 1-base all-in and just pull the Protoss apart then and there. It can be devastating. So herO is aware of that, and he makes sure that that does not occur. So far, so good. Behind this, herO did go for a single gas opener, but because of that eBay block, he went for a faster factory. This again shows us that he did want to be aggressive and he did want to try to pull apart his opponent. Alas, that won't be the case. So I would say that herO is in a better position. herO, his CC is later than it should be. Again, this factory into an, I imagine, add-on swap won't do as much damage as it should have. This would have been an add-on swap into Hellion production. There we go, Hellions are on the way. But because herO only has one entryway into his main base and his natural, and he has a Reaper wall up here on the right-hand side, like this Hellion shouldn't really do much damage. herO should be fine. Adept is moving out. herO, again, his CC was delayed because of the opener, and we'll see if he can get it up and running. We'll see if he can keep his CC safe from this Adept. And Marines are in position. We have the Hellion as well. So far, we will deflect the army. We will keep ourselves safe. And back at home, we have our tech of choice. It is going to be a Twilight Council from herO. Going into Blink. Blink is on the way. Not a Stargate, we're throwing down additional gateways as well. So just like how herO opened up against Gumiho, it's going to be a 3-gate opener, sorry, 3-gate Blink, then a 3rd base. So a delayed 3rd in favor of a more robust army. We're going to have extra warp bins, extra stalkers, a safer opener here from herO. And a safe opener that can also be a little bit aggressive as well. Not as aggressive, not as aggressive as a 4-gate, but you know, we're going to have some stalkers nonetheless. We're going to have map control. herO back at home, setting up for a marine drop. Let's go. It is going to be a vanilla marine drop. They don't have stim, they don't have combat shields, no upgrade, just vanilla marines. But they can do a lot of damage to probes specifically. So we'll see if herO can get some damage done as he does move out across the map. We have the drop on the right hand side. We have the Hellions on the left, which, do get shut down. Good positioning there from herO. He does come across the drop as well. Getting a couple of hits in. Marines have been revealed. This one Stalker having a hard time. There's no shield battery. Yeah, the boys, they have to be pulled, but so far, good kiting. We take down the medevac. The medevac goes down. We're going to be trading here with some of these pros, but the Stalker, will it live? It barely will. Barely will escape. And this was a good trade for herO. He lost 3 probes, for a full medevac, full of Marines. The Cyclone went down as well. I didn't even see that. The Cyclone went down alongside the Hellion, which we did catch earlier. And Kyo's in a lot of trouble. He invested a lot in that aggression, and he got nothing for it. He got 3 workers and a scout. It was an expensive scout. Behind this, herO should be expanding. Third base on the horizon. herO, he isn't counter-attacking. He has adepts to threaten, but his stalkers are staying back at home. He's just securing his position. And Kyo is contained to 2 bases. Oh, a bit of a misstep there from herO. He does commit and the adepts go down. That was a mistake. A rough moment there for herO. Meanwhile, he is going to be pushing. Raven Harass going to try to come in, but herO's in position. Oh my god. Raven down to half HP. Stalker's rotating over into the main base. Shield batteries on the way. herO is getting ready to go into the main. Now, I feel like we are pretty set up for this. As I say that, we unsiege. The tanks do unsiege, which means the main base is vulnerable. Things are about to get a little bit chaotic. Kyo is pushing. At the same time, herO dives into the main. There's very little to defend back at home, and Kyo, he turns back around. He scans the third base. Sees it's up and running. SCVs are getting picked off. It's going to be 5 workers. Kyo, he turns back around. He is still committing to his push. And what does herO have at him? He has a Colossus. He has 1 Colossi. There is no interference matrix. There's no disable. Prism is recalled back home. Yeah, we dive on the army. Tank is going to be going down. We blink on top of everything here. A bold move from herO, but he should shut this down. Good juggling, good control. And here he has nothing left. Even the Raven goes down. And that is going to trigger a counterattack. Kyo, he's going for a desperation double drop. Ideally, this forces a actually, the recall was just spent. Recall is on cooldown. So there's a lot hinging on this double drop. herO at the same time pushing out. 0 tanks back at home. There's 1 bunker. A couple of SCVs to be pulled. A couple of Marauders. Now that double drop has a lot of potential. But good force fields. The bunker goes down. Marauders are going to be able to force this back. But we're getting so much damage done at the same time. Here comes that double drop, and we can't recall. herO, he's in a rough position. He's going to be losing his main. He's warping in back at home. His main army is deflected. And he's going to be losing his main. Kyo, he's still in this. Oh my god. Kyo is very much so in this. He shuts down the Nexus. He can go straight for the Bay. The Bay is going to go down as well. herO cannot stop this. The boys are being pulled. The Colossus is exposed. We do pick it up. The medevac. Oh, medevac will barely escape as well. Go. And herO is now in a really awkward position. I mean, both players are in awkward positions. We see Kyo getting his third base on location. herO also getting his third on location as well. herO may be up 15 workers. This is true. But at the same time, he doesn't have a third base, so he's not really mining efficiently. So I would say that Kyo is ahead economically. Kyo, he has a better economy for the time being until these bases get back up and running. herO has the scarier army. He's on 3 Colossi. With Extend Thermal Lance as well. He's going for a massive counterattack, and can he break through? Again, no tanks, 2 Widow Mines, 0 Widow Mines. Boys are being pulled, the Colossi are exposed. But good juggling out of herO. He does swipe away at those SCVs. We do have a drop into the main. We're going straight for the pylons. Who is it? No. Who is it? No! Enki! No, for a moment I thought it was me. Emil. Feels bad. Enki, he is the Spanish caster. He's a good friend. He's a good friend of the channel. Good friend of mine. I love Enki, but Latin American internet, we have a lot in common here with Australia. Can at times be unstable, and Enki is going to be timing out. We should be able to get him back for the next game. Fingers crossed. Hopefully this is just a momentary lapse in internet. But he'll come back, Papi. He'll come back. Hi, Papi. Ah. Hello, Kronos in the chat. Hello, Kronos. Why in this? Yeah. This is a rough moment. Like, there's so much hinging on this fight. Here we go. We're coming back in. Thank you for the translation, Kronos. Oof. As here we go. The boys are being pulled. The Colossi being juggled. We're up to 4 Colossi. The juggling. So far looking good from herO. He's down to 4 Colossus. That's all he has left. No, 1 Colossus goes down. We're down to 3. We're down to 2. And this 1 Viking on its own is going to shut down the Prism as well. Cure, he does hold. But he is down to 23 SCVs. 23 workers left, barely an economy. The Colossi, they barely do make it back home. Immortal production has commenced. And herO is retaking his main, getting his economy up and running. He's getting away with this. herO, he may not have killed Cure, but he has crippled him. And Cure, he needs some time to get back up. He needs a lot of time. And herO, he's unrelenting. He's pushing again. He's just not giving Cure the time he needs. Prism into the main. Main army pushing towards the 3rd base. Cure, let him breathe, Papi. Let him breathe. The reactor's going to be going down. We drag a big portion of the army towards the main base. The 3rd is exposed. Not too much anti-air. Only 2 stalkers, so this base is not under threat. But we do force it to be lifted. The zealots are cleaned up. herO, he's rotating around, cleaning up whatever mines he can. Have we rebuilt the bay? We have not. We have not rebuilt the robotic space, so no more Colossi. No more Colossi here from herO. I just accidentally kicked my desk with my shin. My shin ram, yeah. And here we go. herO's gonna be rotating around, diving on top of this army as well. Again, no splash damage whatsoever. The zealots are going hand. The Colossi will eventually go down to the Vikings, but it may not matter. As the Colossi have done their job, they're breaking through. Boys are being pulled once again. They're getting on top of the Immortals even. But we have reinforcing zealots. And it looks like Cure, he may just barely hold on. But what's he really holding on to? 9 SCVs fell. A lot of the army as well. Oh, the Prism! A misrally out of herO. But herO, he's still on 75 workers. His gateway count is low. How many gateways do we have? 8 gates. It's okay. Gonna be warping in 8 units at a time. Cure going for a counterattack. herO likewise doing the same. The Marines. The SCVs. Cure going for one last-ditch effort, pushing across the map, but there's just so much here at home to defend. We do have a bay on the way, as well as a 2nd robo, so we're getting back into Colossus production. And we have anti-air. We can finally start picking away at these medevacs. Going down one after the other. GG gets called, and herO will take game number 1. Ooh. GG. GG, well played. As herO will take the first game, but as a reminder, this is a best of 5. I'm aware. I noticed towards the end there that it said best of 3 in game. It's a best of 5. Plenty of games are ahead of us, but that was a wild game 1. That was crazy. There was a lot going on there. A lot of a back and forth. Very much of a back and forth there between Cure and herO. herO initially was defending beautifully. He was shutting down Cure at every turn, shutting down the E-Bay, shutting down the first drop and the first Hellion and Cyclone push. But then things got really chaotic when Cure went for his own double drop as well. Things were getting rowdy, people were getting rowdy. In the end though, herO, he maintained his composure. He was able to take it in the end. But that was only game 1, and we still have plenty more ahead of us. So loading into game number 2. Here we go. Game 2 going to be taking place on Oceanborn. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the player currently leading the series 1-0, representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, but it was only game 5. Plenty more ahead of us. Looking to fight back, it is herO. Go. As the SCV once again is going to be moving out across the map, going the long way around, but was spotted by the probe. So herO, he should be wary of an eBay block. He goes in, does get eyes on the racks, getting a full scout. And my eyes are on the movement of this SCV. Again, eBay blocking is quite common on Oceanborn, but we're pulling back. We are coming back home. We can see herO checking. He comes down with additional probes here to shut down an eBay block, but herO doesn't take the bait. He does come back home. So this is a little bit inefficient from herO. He's a little bit paranoid about an eBay block, and herO's been very fond. He's been very fond of engineering bay blocks in this matchup, so I don't blame herO, but it does mean that he's slightly inefficient, and yeah, he is going to eventually look to expand. Likewise, across the map, herO is going to just be keeping an eye on Cure, keeping an eye on the tech, as well as, you know, that either factory or CC. Should be a CC, and it's thrown down on the high ground even. I see in the chat, are we going to cast today's WTL? Yes, we're casting WTL later. Yes, credits. We're going to be all over WTL. Don't worry. I know that we missed it last week. We did miss out on a day of WTL last week, but this week we're going to be here for it. Going to be here. One day of WTL left. As we do have herO just setting up back at home. Reaper likewise going to be scouting the edges of the map, checking the right-hand side. Again, it was an economic opener here out of Cure. Was a little bit of an awkward setup, but economic nonetheless. Reaper dips into the main, herO's in position, and we should be soon throwing down our tech of choice. Either a Twilight Council, a Robo, or a Stargate. And there it is. Twilight Council opener here from herO. Should be getting into Blink. Again, it's a very flexible, very stable way to open up in this matchup, going for Blink. Now, we'll keep an eye on whether or not we go for 2 gates, 3 gates, or even 4. We did have a 3-gate opener last game. But based on the openings here, based on the economic opener of Cure, and herO saw it, he should be going for a 2-gate expand. But we'll see. We'll see what herO decides to go for. Again, if he goes up to a 3-gate opener, it's going to be quite a safe build from herO, just to be secure. He's checking, he sees the lack of expansion, which is a little bit suspect, not gonna lie. But the CC is now going to be floated over. We're going for a mine drop behind this, by the way. Medevac alongside these Widow Mines. herO dips in, he checks. Oh, he still sees the lack of expansion. If only he had just stuck around for 1 second longer. And he throws down a 3rd gateway. Yeah, herO, he's a little bit afraid. 3rd gateway here is going to delay the expansion of herO, but it also means he's going to have additional warp-ins. Here comes the mine drop for Cure. Now, there is no armory, or there isn't like a drilling claws or anything crazy like that. It's just a straight up mine drop. 3 Widow Mines into the main. Stalkers are getting in position. Blink not quite done. Well, actually, 2 Widow Mines into the main. The 3rd Widow Mine is waddling in. We are able to react in time. The probes are being pulled. That's going to be one. That's going to be two probes going down. And the Widow Mine does get into the... Oh, God! Does get into the natural. Oh, no! The mine shot. Oh, the splits. Very last second splits. We barely avoid disaster. 3 probes for 3 Widow Mines. And this mine will not escape. Does not waddle away. But 2 Widow Mines did escape in the main. So we have potential for more damage. We can pop off. We can get even more probes here. As we're already coming back in. herO, late to react. Does blink in time. The mine shots. Getting 2 additional workers before going down, but this is a good amount of damage. I mean, the opener was scouted. I don't believe we saw the Robotics Bay, but we saw the gateways, the blink, of course, the Twilight Council, lost mining time, 5 workers going down. Good stuff, and we're not done. Here comes the Raven. Raven harassed here into the natural, getting another probe. And herO is counterattacking. Remember, it was a 3-gate opener with a delayed expansion. The Robotics Bay delays the expansion even further. But we are well set up here. We have 3 tanks covering the natural and the main. Oh, we dive in, but we're within range of the tanks. Oh, God. That was a rough blink. 2 Stalkers for 1 tank. Do we get a depot? Still an efficient trade. Sorry. As we dive into the main base, we do get a tank. Sorry, I was just closing the door. We dive into the main. We get another tank as well. Looking at the unit stat, oh, we did lose 1 Stalker there in the process. Not too bad. The Observer barely escapes. Barely does get away. But yeah, getting 2 tanks, 3 Stalkers so far. Good enough here for herO. Going for another warp in. Behind this, he's expanding. Remember that herO, he had to get damage done because of how late his expansion is. And he's going to get a couple of SCVs. He's going to get 1. 1 SCV in the main. Stalker's looking for a drop. Potentially looking to cut one off. Oh, and back at home, herO, he's chilling. He's chilling, back. Getting into his Colossi, shield batteries, extend thermal lance on the way, forge for +1. The move out has been spotted. And we will attempt to slow it down. Oh, we do force a stim. Oh, we force a second stim as well there. 1 Stalker goes down. We do come in from behind. We get a medevac. Good pickups here from herO. herO being forced to siege up. herO trying to pick up some reinforcements as well. Even commit to a counterattack. We could delay the 3rd base. We do at least get eyes on the 3rd base. Tank is sieging up. And herO, he's amassing his Colossi. Still only has 1, but a second is on the way. And because so much time has passed, Cure, he turns back around. A very wise choice here from Cure. As he does pivot away, there we go. We have reinforcements coming out, which I believe have been spotted by this Observer. herO, he knows. Here comes the main army. Again, 2 tanks are with this. Big anti-armor missile. Big anti-armor missile on that army. Colossi are doing what they can. Prism comes in. No! A misrally. The Prism's gonna go down. Bit of miscontrol there from herO. I think that was meant to be the Observer. That means he won't be able to threaten a counterattack. That is going to disrupt his robo production as well. 4th base is on the way. I mean, herO, he's holding. Like, he's not really under any threat of being dove upon. Oh, no. We need detection. Feels bad, man. The armory is done. We don't need to kill it. No. Okay, we're good. We take down the mine. So we're heading for a drop here into the natural. herO just looking for map control, trying to force back his opponent. Mind Drop comes in. herO, he does pull away in time. Oh. Oh, these mines are being such a nuisance here for herO. Cannons are going to be required, more observers, more detection. Widowmine in the natural does get cleaned up, and now we're going for the main. Meanwhile, because of all this aggression, herO has been able to get himself up and running. Third base is fully established here. He's been building up his tank count. Because herO didn't push in, he didn't overextend, and his army is actually insane. He is far ahead in army supply. Just because of how patient he's been, he hasn't been throwing away any of his units, other than Widowmines, of course. Here we go, another big anti-armor missile. Mine shot is avoided. Army on the right-hand side has been spotted. At the same time, herO going for a Zealot run by as well. He gets on top of the tank. Will get a tank for his troubles. But things are about to pop off. Okay, so a couple of Colossus have been split off here at the third. The main army's at the fourth. The Raven! Raven does go down. herO slipping up a little bit. The Zealots did get cleaned up. So far, herO doing a good job at just splitting up his own forces, defending his bases. There is a medevac, but no Widowmine here into the main. Oh. As herO is going for a Doom Drop into the main base instead. Goes to the scan. He's going for the production, maybe even the add-ons. Add-ons? Upgrades. As herO, he does have to react. Probes are going down. And herO, he does keep his main army here on the front lines, which is a good thing. herO, he's threatening it. Mine just gonna be going off. One Colossus goes down. Big pickup. One Colossus and 11 workers at the same time. We do push forward, and we want another Colossus. He wants it. Doesn't quite get it, though. herO does hold. But you can see herO just skyrocketing ahead. Fourth base now up and running. herO, he's miles ahead when it comes to his economy. And I don't know if herO can get this fifth base up and running. Now, thankfully for herO, herO hasn't seen it. If he did, he would have denied this base long ago. But he is not aware. Is he gonna check? herO's pushing in. Likewise, herO's moving out. We're going for a base trade. There's no turning back from this. We're just sending it, papi. And I feel like this is probably the best case scenario for herO. Like in a head-to-head fight, I don't know if herO can really take a fight. Base is going to be going down. herO trying to bust into the main base, trying to get on top of the production. Turrets are going to be going down. We do get into the main. Likewise, though, herO getting into the natural base, and probes, they're trying to escape, and it looks like they will. The probes do make it out. herO, he just needs a little bit more resources to actually start mining, to actually afford a base. As the production is under threat. We are mining here on this hidden base here, and yeah, herO, he can afford a Nexus. And we're in a really weird place. Alright, units tab. When it comes to the main armies, at this point, I feel like herO could maybe win a head-to-head fight. Takes down an orbital. The planetary still is standing strong. Another CC is gonna go down. herO, he hasn't scouted, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, papi. He hasn't seen the planetary. Not yet, at least. Mine shot's gonna be going off. So both players, they have, each of them have a base up and running. Rax is being hunted down. We do have a hidden base towards the top right, which has been seen. And is gonna be cancelled. Meanwhile, herO, he still hasn't seen the planetary. We're hunting down Raxes. It looks like we're going back home to deal with the main army, but there are so many ghosts, so many EMPs. That's 8 ghosts. The probes, they do come across the Nexus. I'm sorry, the planetary. herO turns back around. Oh, this is gonna get weird. herO, he can always recall. He can always recall back to his hidden base. He's gonna be pushing forward. Does he try to come across this? He does find the prism, and he's following the probes. No, they're leading him to the base. The probes, they lead the army to the main base, and herO is there. He has to recall back home. The traitor probes. Again, the army supplies are still very close, very neck and neck. herO, he has production. He's supply blocked, but he's getting his production up and running. He's being forced back. All right, what do we have? We have 7 Ghosts, 4 Vikings. A good chunk of Marines and Marauders against 3 Colossi, 2 Immortals, and 14 Stalkers. I kind of want to favor herO's army if he doesn't get EMP'd, but the EMPs, they're going to connect. With 7 Ghosts, it's going to happen. Up. We're down to 6. Down to 6 Ghosts. Dark Shrine is finishing up. We have DT Blink on the way. That's going to be an interesting one. Oof. EMPs do connect on the Zealots. Yeah, herO, he cannot engage. Not into that army. There are turrets up and running as well, so Dark Templar aren't going to be super amazing. There is there's another CC on the way for another base. Mine goes down. You can see herO just picking off a couple of units here and there, forcing some cancels, getting us over the production. He doesn't want to overextend, but he will barely get the racks. So far, herO hasn't lost much. Rotating around, getting on top of the high ground. Massive EMPs, though. We shouldn't commit. Uh-oh. The army has been stinned. We do take control of the high ground. Good force fields. Oh, this was such a risky maneuver here from herO, but because of the force fields, he does hold on. That's a kill, not a cancel. We're stimming in. Do we have force fields? We don't. Big EMPs covering everything. And herO, he dives on the army. We're so exposed. It looks like herO, he will clean this up. No force fields were left. And that's it. That was the army of herO. He's down to a handful of Stalkers. DTs are on the way, but that's some copium. Dark Templar on the way. Stalkers are going down. We have plenty of turrets here. Like there's nothing for the DTs to do. I mean, to be fair, no orbitals. If we had DTs, we have EMP. That's fine. We have EMPs available. Stalkers are going down. Dark Templar going to try and swipe away, but yep, EMP does take them down. And herO, he's pushing towards the last base, the last bastion of hope for herO. GG gets called, and herO will tie it up 1-1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A chaotic base trade. I do think that was probably the best choice there for herO. It's just so unfortunate that he missed the planetary. If herO had seen the planetary earlier, he would have killed it during the base trade, and we would have seen a very different game. To be fair, though, if herO had also seen the hidden base of herO, then it also would have been a very different base trade as well. So both players missed very crucial bases, and they allowed for the game to progress and continue. And that did favor herO at the end of the day. Again, he had the superior army. He had so many ghosts, so many EMPs available. He was able to shut herO down. And yeah, with that, herO, the base trade was a nice move and did give him the best chance at coming back. But yeah, for him to rotate around and try to wedge himself towards the northern portion of the map, it was such a risky maneuver and didn't pay off in the end. GG, well played. Well played. We are tied up 1-1. We're getting into game number 3. Here we go. herO TVP win rate 100% in top level. True, that's why we're tied up 1-1. Aye. Shake it, man. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is herO. herO does fight back in that last game. Is going to be keeping things even here. But who takes a lead? Who does take a lead in this series? Who is it going to be? Again, winding it all back on Oceanborn. herO, he was playing very paranoid, if you remember. He did delay his own third base in favor of getting a larger army. He was caught out of position. The drop play of herO was insane. He was pulling herO apart. And herO, he didn't have the best economy leading into the mid-game. He was down 20 workers. It was crazy. But on a map like Solaris, where there are more bases to be taken, I expect herO to be able to have an easier time keeping up with the economy of Cure and keeping up in the mid-game. At least I hope so. As for now, we have our gate expand. Likewise, Cure going for a double gas opener. For the first time this series, Cure, he doesn't send out an SCV, he doesn't threaten an eBay block. Is going for a faster... is going for a faster factory instead. Again, double gas leads into a faster factory. Delayed CC here from the Terran. Much more aggressive start here from Cure. And we'll see where that aggression leads. We'll see where it takes us. As for now, we are just settling into this. Getting into our expansions. We have our take of choice once again every game so far. herO, he's going for a Twilight Council opener. Gonna be working towards that blink. As Cure is gonna just be threatening here. Going to be a little bit imposing here at the natural. Going to be denying some mining time as well, but the Adept is able to keep up. Oh. Cure trying to outposition herO here, and he does get into the main. So far hasn't killed any workers, and yeah, he's going to be zoned back. Yeah, just a bit of a skirmish in the early game. Cure behind this, getting into a mine drop. A much faster mine drop compared to the previous game. Widow Mines, and there we go, Medevac in production as well. So things are about to pop off. For now, things are like calming down a little bit. But Cure is soon going to go for that drop play. He also has the Reaper and Hellion still alive, so he can go for a drop into the main and also threaten the natural with this ground army. He has potential. We are just going to be establishing ourselves. Once 3 games in a row, herO is going for a 3-gate blink. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I mean, against Cure's build specifically, I guess it works out, but herO hasn't been scouting. He has no idea what is in the main base of Cure. I guess he saw the Hellion, so he's aware it's not going to be a 3-max. But here we go, the aggression of Cure has arrived. We have the drop into the main, we have the push towards the natural. SimCity looking good. We should be able to wall off. But do we have enough in the main base? As here comes the drop. One of mines are going to be borrowing. We do react in time. We do pull away. Up. Oh, and we dive on that medevac. At the same time, the Reapers and the Hellions, they get into the natural base. Adepts also make it into the main of Cure. Probes and SCVs are going to be going down. But the probes, they line up. They do line up. 6 workers going down. Adepts are doing what they can across the map. They're trying to keep up. As both players are being cleaned up here. 4 SCVs fell for 8 probes. Cure coming out ahead. Oh, that one adept. Up. Gonna get another SCV. Not bad. And now herO is gonna be pushing. Meanwhile, just like last game, it's a mine drop leading into some Raven harass. Auto turrets are on the way. herO going to apply some pressure here to the natural, but there's a bunker in position and a tank as well. Oof. herO cannot push in. And Cure is just all over him. Getting some more probes. 2 more. And herO, this feels pretty committed. It feels like he knows he's taken too much damage. We have sentries for force fields. And it looks like we're looking to go for the main. But a second tank has arrived. We're going to rotate around. Our second tank getting in position. Observer goes down. Force fields are looking good here. We do slice up the Marines. But there's just too many of them. Too many Marines. The tanks are getting in position and herO is being shut down. Ay. And unfortunately, behind this herO, he doesn't have his third base. Didn't throw it down. Auto turret harass continuing, getting 5 more probes. Third base has been spotted. Is going to be delayed. Is going to be delayed by that auto turret. There's just so much pressure here on herO to get damage done, but he just can't. Like Cure, he's just so well set up. And again, a lot of this comes down to the opening build of choice of herO. Not like this. The auto turrets, they continue. Getting even more economic damage done. And Cure, he isn't going for a 2-base all-in. He's throwing down a third CC behind this. So he's macroing. Looking to get into the mid-game. And he's just done a great job at crippling the economy of herO and taking a lead. herO behind this is getting into Colossus. Dives on top of the tank. He will get it. Something going herO's way. Getting one tank is nice. The Observer goes down. We got a double jump going towards the main. There's nothing here, by the way. It may force a recall. Oh my god, the medevac barely escapes. It was an ambitious dive from herO, a dive that wasn't worth it. Stalkers are going down. We can't afford these losses. Not like this. There's even less to recall. And here comes that double drop. Prism is coming back home. Colossi have arrived, and herO, he's going to be backing up from here. Sorry, Cure is going to be backing up from here. But for the most part, he has been in control this game. Out of all games so far this series, Cure is just so on fire here against herO. Like this is Cure in the zone. Like he's definitely got so much momentum going right now. herO is pushing. At the same time, Cure is setting up for a mine drop into the natural and a double drop into the main. He is a little bit vulnerable because of that, but his tank line is still looking solid. We've got turrets, Vikings, tanks, mines, and a bunker as well. Can herO break this? We have a fake War Prism going into the main, trying to distract Cure. The main army pushes right through the center. Mines are going to be going off. The Zealots get annihilated. Boys are being pulled. And Cure, he does hold. GG gets called. Cure, he will take game number 3, taking a lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Very powerful play there out of Cure, and specifically because of the opener, because of the build of herO, there was a lot of pressure on herO to actually get some counter damage done. Not just that, there was a lot of pressure on herO to minimize his losses and get damage across the map because he was delaying his own economy. He was laying his own third base, and it just wasn't good enough. I mean, he got, what, 5 SCVs as he was losing 8 back at home. He dove in with his Stalkers. There was so much pressure on herO to trade in some way, and he just couldn't. He just couldn't get on top of the tanks, couldn't get into the mineral line. Cure was just so well set up. He shut it down. GG. And with that, Cure is 1 game away from becoming this week's KSL champion. herO needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match. It's all on herO. Can they give us another game? Personally, as a caster, give me more games. Regardless of how this goes, I would love to see an ace match, but we'll see. Not up to me. 'Tis up to herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Dragon KZ Gaming down in this series, but looking to fight back. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran, with arguably the best TVP in the world, one game away from becoming this week's KSL champion. It is herO. Oh boy, the pressure is on. herO needing to fight back. herO now. So far, going to be getting into the main, just getting a full scout. Does get eyes on the racks expand. Single gas here from herO. And here is just going to make sure that that's the case. Just going into the main base, confirming whether any additional gases are soon to be taken. Making sure everything is on the up and up. Again, we are loading into Site Delta. Site Delta, of course, has a much more secure natural base. One of the few maps in the map pool with a ramp leading into the natural. So that much more difficult to really push in. And as a result, we do get a lot of mid-game play here. There is a potential for 4-gate blink, but we haven't seen that from herO yet this series. Again, so far, every game, herO has gone for 3-gate blink into a delayed third. What I mean by that is a faster bay. 3-gate blink into a bay, then a third base. Again, it made sense against Gumiho when we saw him open up in such a fashion against a much more aggressive Terran player. But here against herO, like herO, he's just been falling behind in the mid game, just time and time again, just with a worse economy. Of course, herO does confirm the timing of the CC. He's aware of the economic opener from his opponent, and we should be seeing an economic opener as well from herO. Well, we'll see. Now, gate time expands. Warp gate is on the way. Other probe is going to be zoned away. Is going to be hunted down. We are just settling into this. We'll see if herO does mix things up on his side of the map. He is going for a Hellion. Should just be a Hellion to scout into Widow Mines once again. Now Adept does take control of the low ground, and we're going to be denying some mining time. Not too much, but the SCV is zoned away. And it should be brought down as well. Oh, the jukes! herO pulling back, saving the SCV. Reaper moves out as well. Sorry, Hellion moves out as well. We are not going for... Yeah, we're not going for Widow Mines. We're actually getting into a Cyclone. Okay. Do have my attention, but an early Cyclone here for an earlier... or for a very different kind of drop from herO. Mixing it up. No Widow Mines this time. Meanwhile, herO back at home is going for a blink opener, and once again 3-gate blink. Every game so far has been quite fond of this. Uh-oh, that's not 3 gates. That is anything but. That is going to be a 4-gate blink opener. So I was in my mind, it was like, okay, we're either going to go high, a little bit greedier this time or more aggressive. We're doubling down on aggression. 4-gate blink out of herO for the first time this series. He's going to be working with an abundance of stalkers. His goal here is to break his opponents, to bust into the main. This is not all in. You do still expand behind this, but very aggressive. Very aggressive here by herO. And so far, herO hasn't scouted.
Complete.
He doesn't know. He was just about to go for a marine drop, but he was forced back because of the Adept. But speaking of, Adept getting into the natural, keeping herO's attention back at home. Does eventually go down. Behind this, herO has a tank at the natural, no tank in the main, not yet. We're prioritizing Raven production with that interference matrix. Uh-oh. That is not going to help against this, as herO is pushing. And we're just going to be waiting a little bit longer here for another warp in. Again, 4 gateways in total. And we need another tank. We actually go for an add-on swap. Uh-oh. We go for an add-on swap instead. Only 1 tank to defend. No bunker. And herO, he's going to go to town at the natural base. He takes down the one and only tank for Cure. So far, the blink control is good. Up. Big anti-armor missile. He's going to zone herO away, but he's just going for another warp in. And with, again, no bunkers, no tanks, how does Cure hold this? It's going to be a miracle if he does. Yeah, the boys are being pulled once again. Good blink so far out of herO. SCVs are falling one after the other. Good juggling with the prism as well. Is going to be bleeding out a couple of stalkers. It's going to be 2 stalkers for 15 SCVs. Well worth it for herO. He's crippling the economy and he's not done. A tank is being rebuilt in the main as we did add-on swap, but it may just be too late. So we dive into the natural base, getting even more SCVs at the same, sorry, even more Marines at the same time, getting SCVs in the main. 22. Ay. Again, herO, fun fact, he didn't even know what the production was looking like for Cure. Things just happened to work out for him in the end. As things are getting out of control in the main. Oh no, the move command! The move command. Big mistake from herO. But he should still have enough. He should have still dealt enough damage. GG gets called. We are going all the way to game 5 as herO forces the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Again, Cure happened to he himself be cutting tank production. He only made 1 tank, going into additional Ravens, getting into interference matrix, just completely shifting gears. And Cure, he was caught with his pants down. He wasn't able to scout either. He didn't confirm how many gateways there were. So this was the ideal scenario for herO. This is like the stars aligned and everything was perfect for him. Like, there was no bunker that he had to deal with. There was no 2nd or 3rd tank or even 4th tank. Just a bio army and SCVs. So herO, he was able to just snowball out of control. And now we have a game 5. Now we're going to the ace match. We are going to that ace match. That was almost like a build order loss for Cure, just because, again, he was just blindly getting into the mid game. He had no idea what he was up against. Just taking a bit of a risk and being punished for it. I don't blame him because herO hadn't been going for 4-gate blink this entire series, but did all change in game 4. And here we go. We're getting into game 5. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. It all comes down to this. The final game of this series, the final game of the tournament of KSL week number 35. There can only be one champion. Will it be our Terran or our Protoss? It all comes down to Hecate. For now, herO, he's scouting. He's looking for a proxy. Wants to make sure he doesn't get bamboozled. He doesn't get done dirty. Just making sure that there is no proxy here at any of his 3rd base locations. Just making sure that everything is as it should be. As Cure back at home, going for a Rax Expand. Economic opener here from our Terran player. And we'll see kind of where our builds diverge. We haven't seen a single Stargate opener out of herO. Not a single Stargate, no Oracles, no Phoenixes, no nothing. Just been purely about those Blink Stalkers. Gonna be a little bit annoying. This is working quite well. This is a big delay on the CC. Oh, we up to 500, soon to be almost 600 minerals there. So a big delay on this CC. Quite an annoyance from herO. delaying it for a couple of seconds. As herO does get into his opener. This also confirms for herO as well that it is economic, so doesn't have to worry too much about what comes next. It could be a 1-1-1 variation. So herO, he's not fully aware of the follow-up, but the probe is coming back in just to be a little bit more annoying. But the Marine comes out. Oh! The Marine arrives just in time. And it should shut down this probe. Eventually. Oh, never mind. Good control out of herO. At the same time, Reaper gets into the main. One probe goes down. Very nicely done. Shield battery finishes up 1 second too late. But likewise, the Adept arrives. We commit to the shade. Up. The Marine goes down to the probe. It gets its revenge. We delay the CC. The probe goes down, but we get 2 SCVs. And a further delay on that expansion. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, herO across the map, trying to pick off whatever workers he can as well. Did get 2 probes with this Reaper so far. He is going to be threatening that natural. Back at home, it's going to be a 1-1-1. herO sees the factory at least. He's aware of the factory production. Now, for all he knows, it could be a delayed starport, and it could be a 3-1 setup. But we can see that it's just going to be a mine drop follow-up. As the Reaper dives into the main, confirms the tech, gets eyes on the Twilight Council, sees it researching. Making sure that there's no weird Dark Shrine. And we do have a second gateway on the way. Are we fine on a map like Hecate? Are we finally going to be getting a 2-gate opener into a third? Gib. Okay, never mind. It's going to be 3 gates. At least 3 gateways. Oh, rough position for that shield battery. It actually does trap a probe. So a little bit unfortunate. Some wasted resources here from herO. Is going to shut this down. And will free the probe. Meanwhile, the Adepts, they commit to the shade. We don't get too many SCVs. We get 1. We get a 2nd. We can maybe get a 3rd. 3 SCVs for 2 Adepts. It's an okay trade. Not ideal. As the mine drop is moving out. And only 2 winter mines, not the most committed mine drop. Across the map, herO just trying to get a read on what's happening. Denied entry into the main base. Reaper will, Cyclone will shut down this Adept. And we do commit to the main. Blink is done! Ooh. Medevac goes down. The mines, they will barely burrow. 1 probe for 2 mines, not worth it here for herO does shut him down. And because it's a 3-gate opener, herO is going for a counterattack. This time with an abundance of stalkers, didn't lose or barely lost any workers. Prism is on the way. We're going. We are sending it across the map. What do we have at home to defend? We have a bunker on the low ground. We have a tank on the high ground. 2nd tank is in production. Thankfully, we're not cutting tanks this time. herO is playing safe. The army has been spotted. And herO is getting ready. His tank is on siege, ready to rotate towards the south if he needs to, towards the low ground. herO should be expanding behind this. 3rd base is on the way. 3rd base has been delayed for the bay once again. And we dive in. Tank is going to go down. Big pick off. The Marines not quite in position. The bunker at least stands strong. Going to be trading 1 tank for 1 stalker. As herO rotates around towards the main base, that tank is looking exposed once again. He wants it! He goes right for it, and he's going to trade 1 tank for 1 stalker. Up. 2 stalkers. Barely 2. Overall, efficient trades for herO. Resetting the tank counts. Getting towards the natural as well. Getting some SCVs. At the same time, auto-target harass into the main. Ooh, late reaction from herO. Probes are going down and still no expansion. herO just commencing Colossus production. Just so aggressive here from herO. And that's herO. And he will barely get the bunker. God, herO, he's barely breaking through, but the second tank arrives, and he does need to respect these tanks. He will back off. Third CC on the way for Cure. herO, this third is so late. He's getting it now. Can he delay the CC? Can he delay the expansion? It looks like he cannot. Oh. Colossus does arrive. Like herO, he's just being hyper aggressive, and he's so close to making it worth it, but also so close to throwing it all away. Loving the bait there for the tank shot. But now with two tanks, like we need to back off. Do need to back off. Double Forge behind this. Raven looking for some more probe kills. The Colossus drop into the natural. Oh my god. Taking a lot of hull damage, actually. That's a little bit concerning. Does get 7 SCVs. Doesn't recall back home. Hopefully that hull damage doesn't turn around and bite him later on. As a herO, he is just going to be backing off. He's going to be trying to solidify himself on his 3 bases. Cure, likewise, getting up to his own 3rd base as well. Cure has a pretty comparable economy. I would even say that Cure has a better economy than herO at the moment, outside of being oversaturated. And once Cure can land his 3rd base, he is going to be getting ahead economically. Quite solidly, actually. Again, with how aggressive herO was being, he needed more damage. As a result, things are still pretty neck and neck. We're getting our 3rd Colossus. That Raven still poses a threat, and the Stalkers are at least splitting up. Cure going to be landing his base here over at the linear base location. We're up to 4 tanks. Vikings. Dark Shrine is on the way. This is a way for herO to come back. DT Harass can do quite a lot. On top of that, we also have started Disruptor production. Disruptors are on the way. We've got up to 4 oh my god, 4 Colossi. But now starting up Disruptors. And again, even though herO is going to be down in supply, Disruptors can help make up for that. 1 or 2 juicy Novas and herO can take a fight. As Cure, he's just walling up, turtling up, securing his 3 bases. Auto Harass comes back in. Raven will go down, but the Raven has paid for itself. We got 4 probes. Oh, herO diving into the main. Nothing quite in position here. Cure, he is out of position, has to stim forward from his 3rd base. SCVs are going down. Lost mining time as well. Hard pickup. And herO gets the hell out of there. So that Prison Bee zooming. Dark Templar on the way. Do we have any turrets? We have 1 turret here at the natural. We have a turret here in between the bases. Yeah, we're fine. The DTs waddle in, but they shouldn't get anything done. Yeah, they do get shot down. Now, there's always potential for Dark Templar later on. Always potential, but for now, Cure, he's getting turrets, making sure he's safe and sound. And we're getting into the mid-game. For the first time, we're getting into a proper mid-game. The last time the game lasted this long, we ended up in a base trade, and that shouldn't happen here. We should have more of a back and forth. I still want to give the edge to Cure. Cure, he still has the better economy. As a result, he has the slightly better army as well. But everything can change with these Disruptors. God, we're going for Disruptor drop harass. This is so risky. There are Vikings, by the way. Here, he wants the main army. Gonna try and sneak in. Gonna try and sneak up on this. And so far, Cure, he hasn't seen this. He hasn't seen the Prism. Again, a really risky maneuver here from herO. He's going for it. Up. Novas go up. Ooh, big connection. A juicy Nova. One of them does connect, but that was 2 disruptors going down. Was that worth it? At the same time, here comes the double drop. Pushing towards the left-hand side. herO is completely out of position. The mineral line is going to be going down, and from here, Cure can back off. Oh, 1 medevac does fall. But that is 13 dead probes. And Cure, he maintains his economic lead. herO, we gotta push. We gotta go. He's trying to find this army. Trying to find these Marines, but he just barely doesn't. Back at home, pushing up the ramp into these tanks is going to be so difficult, but the Zealots, they get into the main. herO tries to push through the center, but he cannot. As reinforcements are dragged back to the main base. Massive tank volleys going off. And we barely don't get the Colossus, but the Disruptor goes down. We're down to 1 Disruptor. Stalkers are trying to come in from behind. Ugh. They don't quite get much damage done. So let's say drop into the natural base, and they're gonna get cleaned up. They get a couple of SCVs. 8, 9 SCVs go down, but Cure still has a worker lead. Plus mules. So Cure, he's still ahead economically. And herO, he has to back off. He knows he cannot push up this ramp. He cannot push up into this defensive position. And if he tried to, he would lose his army. Now, this is where we can be aggressive. Cure is taking a 4th, and here on Hecate, your 3-base setup is very secure, but the 4th is exposed. Now it's going to try and be annoying. At the same time, the main armies are clashing. We just blink forward. Oh my god. Good Novas. They take down the Ghost. Take down the Vikings as well. That was such an ambitious move from herO, but it paid off. At the same time, though, not the first time herO's been out of position, and the army has been spotted. herO's rotating. The army is being dragged back home. This SCV run by doing so much for herO. Even getting a tank. herO, we're going to try and push in. The Unsiege! The Unsiege at the wrong time. Still looking for a way in, still trying to find a way up these ramps. Mine shot not going to be going off. Vikings overextending, 2 of them go down. Big pickoffs here for herO. Tanks are repositioning, CC does complete. herO rotating around. Again, still looking for another way in. Cure, he's keeping up. He does have significantly less tanks at this 4th base. There's only 1 tank within range. herO, he's going for it. Well, we have a surround. Never goes off, does not connect. We have an army coming in from behind. Ooh, big connections on the Ghosts. EMPs will land as well. And this is going to be a rough trade for herO. He loses far too much. The surround was just so on point. We shut down the Colossus, the Disruptors as well, and herO, he barely has anything left. Cure out positioning him, just so well set up for herO to push up the ramp. The bait was real. The bait was real, and now herO, he's down to a handful of Stalkers and 1 Disruptor. Reinforcements are on the way. The Hail Mary play with those DTs. EMPs connect. And that's going to be all she wrote here. herO was able to keep up, but again, he lost his economy earlier. His economy was crippled. His opener as well. He was looking for more damage. He was so committed, so aggressive at the start of the game, and it just wasn't worth it. And Cure snowballed out of control. Went to the ace match, went all the way to game 5, but GG gets called, and Cure will be this week's KSL champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Cure. Congratulations, as he does take down herO. Went all the way to game 5, went all the way to the ace match, but he does snowball out of control. And my condolences to herO. Did go far in this tournament, did make it to the finals. but barely could not keep up with Cure at the end there. Again, that final game was brutal. Like herO, he was just so committed in the early game. Remember, we pointed out how late his third base was, and it wasn't worth it. herO fell behind in the economy, and that translated into Cure having a much larger army, having so much more to work with. And yeah, herO did fall behind as a result. That's also why, if you remember, herO went for a Dark Shrine and went for the Disruptor drop. Like herO, he knew that he had to try to do something crazy to equalize and come back in that game. So it was crazy going for the Disruptor drop, and it was kind of worth it. He connected with one Nova, but he also lost his Disruptors, and he was never able to really build up a large enough count to constantly zone back the army. GG, well played. And towards the end there, towards that final fight, again, the setup from Cure was beautiful. For him to have such a large bio army hidden towards the north, getting ready for the surround, and just securing that win, securing that fight. Really good setup there from Cure. GG, well played. And with that, that is the end of the KSL this week, of the Korean StarCraft League. If you enjoyed the tournament, if you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want to support the Korean StarCraft League, !KSL. !KSL in the chat, and that will give you a link to the Patreon of this tournament. I believe !Matcherino will also give you a link to the Matcherino page as well. So there are a multitude of ways to support this tournament. Patreon is to fund the series, Matcherino is to fund this specific tournament, this specific weekly. So if you do want to support the Korean scene, you can do so there. Replay packs are provided, and you're also allowed, I believe, certain tiers are allowed to cast. Regardless of who you are, you can like come in live and you can get into some of these games and watch from your own POV as well. I believe that may be a reward. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. Hope everyone enjoyed themselves. And this is merely the beginning. This is merely the beginning of a long weekend of casting. KSL now in the books, and we're going to be back in a couple of hours with World Team League. Let me just quickly double check. I say a couple of hours. It is in 6 hours time. 6 hours. Plenty of time to rest up, to even nap. I am very tempted. I'm going to try and force myself to sleep. I'm going to... WTL is in 6 hours. I'm going to try and force myself to sleep, and hopefully I can be well rested for WTL, because it isn't just World Team League tonight. It's World Team League into ESL Masters Americas, into Tenacious Turtle Tussle, into a viewer replay cast. So we have a back-to-back broadcast going on, and yeah, because WTL is in 6 hours, I'm gonna try and get a little bit of rest there for at least a couple of hours. That's my plan anyway. Whether I can, well, we'll see. Whether I can sleep, I'll do my best. But yeah. So again, plenty going on here on the CranKy Ducklings this weekend, as there always is. And if you enjoyed this broadcast, again, this is a weekly tournament. Every single week we are live with the KSL, with the Korean StarCraft League. So if you maybe can't tune in for the rest of the weekend, then be sure to be here next weekend for some more KSL. If you can't tune in live, if you want to tune into some of the VODs, then we do have VODs available on our YouTube channel. We're also live on our YouTube channel as well. So !YouTube in the chat. Is WTL casted from replays? Only if the players aren't available. So last night when we casted WTL, there were a couple of matches that were casted by replays, just because MaxPax and Spirit, and Nice, the three of them were competing in the ESL Masters, and ESL Masters is overlapping with WTL. So because they had ESL Masters matches scheduled, they did play ahead of time, and they did submit replays. Specifically, but they were the only players. Everyone else was playing live. So WTL is only by replays if players have like conflicting schedules and there's just too much going on, which does happen sometimes. But yeah, with that, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. I thought I saw them playing in the ESL. Yeah. All good. WTL, they're accommodating in that respect. Like if you know ahead of time that you're gonna have like some conflicting schedules, then players, they do play, like a day beforehand and submit replays, all that good stuff. But yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Not too sure who, but we'll find someone. Find someone to send our love to. Give them a chance. Give them some support. Again, if you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want to follow us, !socials. Socials in the chat, and you will get a link to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We're all over the place. We even have like a Mastodon and a Blue Sky if you're interested in that as well. And yeah, you'll be notified when we go live. Again, busy weekend up ahead for the CranKy Ducklings, as it always is. And not just here on the CranKy Ducklings, but ESL Masters. The finals of ESL Masters is in a couple of days for all the regions, for Asia, for Europe, and for Americas as well. So make sure you're a part of it. It's a big event for the StarCraft scene, for the foreign scene as well, so make sure you're a part of it, make sure you're there. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing broadcast. And yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you guys in 6 hours for some WTL. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. 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 Bye.